Hi, it's Jacob. We're back at it again with another video. Today it's going to be like a day in the life of what I do as an online reseller. I've got a couple of vintage parcels to pack, a couple of eBay parcels to pack, and a few things to show you of what I've got to relist on the eBay. So let's get straight into it. The first item we're going to pack is these Hugo Boss trainers. I bought these ages. These are actually mine. I bought these ages ago. Worn them once, not worn them again. So they need a bit of a clean. And there we go, some hundred and whatever pound Hugo Boss trainers for I think £22. I sold them for on Vinted. Happy days. I'm just going to put them in a poly bag, kind of like that. So we'll get straight into it. So we're going to put them like that, and we'll put them in the poly bag. As easy as that. The next couple of items are these Tonka diecast toys. Someone bought them in a bundle of two, so I'm hoping I've got a box that can fit them both in, maybe a bit of void fill, and we'll be in there. Happy days. So let's go find that box. So we've got these two diecast Tonka toys. One with like roller, excavator, and a dumper, and then another with a cement truck, dumper truck, and leveler. So I've got them in a bundle. We're going to use a box from, you guessed it, Amazon. And they kind of fit somewhat perfect. I'm just going to need to put a little bit of void fill in there. And happy days. But sometimes, I'll show you a little trick. Sometimes, like, we can all use a bit of void fill, of course. But sometimes I like to get myself like a piece of cardboard, make it into somewhat of a spring, and then put it in there, and it kind of keeps the product in place. And I'm just going to double up on that, make a quick little spring, throw that up there, and it'll stop it from rattling around too much, to be fair. So that's that. We'll get it closed up and get it sent off. Can't forget the trusty tape gun. Second parcel done, happy days. And as I'm going through, I just like to leave little notes on the parcels. So when it comes to labeling, I know exactly where the label is supposed to go. So I can get the parcel sent to the right person. So with this one, I'm just going to put where we'll put the label on here, probably on the back here. So I'm just going to put Tonka, and then on this one, where would we put the label? Probably somewhere here. I'm just going to put Boss, just so I know where the labels are going. On to the next. And just in case you were wondering, I did not throw the last parcel. I cut it obviously just before. So with this one, so they're the two vintage sales, and now I've got three eBay sales. Two are going to be somewhat easier than the others, and one I might have to do a quick little franking box to send it. But this one is some tackwise staples, nice and easy. I can put it in this book mailer, which essentially we're just going to throw it in, wrap it over, stick it, throw the sticker on, and away we go. And because this is eBay, and I've got eBay through the computer, we can print off the label. So let's go. So we've got the label for that one. Sorry about the angles. I need to get myself a standing desk or something like that. But this one's going to be nice and easy because I've got these little book mailers, so I can just throw it in there like so. Squidge it down, bring the top up, bring it around, and like you want to be as tight as possible so the parcel is not going to fall out. And then peel off the sticky part and throw it down. So that is a nice and secure parcel. I'm going to send it with Yodel. Just double check it's not coming out. And just for, I don't think it is going to come out, but just for the security of the parcel, you know me, I'm going to throw some tape on it. Just to ensure she ain't going nowhere. So we'll put this label on there and on to the next. Next up, we've got this cute little dog, like a Yorkshire Terrier type dog, I think. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Cookie jar, brand new, never been opened. I did in fact tell the guys that the cookies were out of date. It is only a cookie jar, but I didn't want to take the wrapping off just because it is a brand new piece. So what we're going to do is, I also stated not for consumption. So what we're going to do is throw it in this box, but however, as you can see, there's going to be a bit of space for this poor pooch. So what I'm going to do is get him all nice and wrapped up in some bubble wrap. So let's get to it. So whilst I'm packing and I need stuff for bubble wrap, I throw my bubble wrap up here just so it's nice and easy to get it off. This is my photo booth packing table type thing, so let me show you how I'd get about it. So what we are going to do for this doggy is wrap him up like very well in bubble wrap. Make sure there's not going to be too many bangs on transit. So we'll just get to it. And then with the bubble wrap being up there, it just gives us a nice easy dispensing method. Sheffield steel. Right, so we'll see where that gets us in the box. We'll see if we need to pad it out anymore. Let's go. In the box, wrapped up pretty nicely. However, there is a few gaps where he can move about, or she. So what I'm going to do is fill those voids. And what I like to do is, so for the top here, what I'm going to do is go for the spring method again. So I'm just going to get a piece of scrap cardboard, make myself like a spring type thing, put it in there, and that should stop him, or I'll give him a bit of suspension at the top. And then for the side, there's not much room for him to move around. So I might just go ahead and give another spring up top. Just to give a bit more suspension. And then at the sides, I like to get a bit of scrap cardboard and kind of just make like a V. But because it's cardboard, it's kind of sprung, so it'll kind of push it against the opposite side. So we'll send them down the side. Send one up here. There's a slight bit of play, but that's not too bad. So what we'll do is we'll close it up, throw the sticker on there, and this one is done and dusted. That's very secure in there. I've run out of tape on my tape gun, so I'm just going to show you how I would change that over. So what we'll do is loosen off the roll that's in there. Should just be able to slide it out. Is that tightening or loosening? Maybe it's the way. Boom, take that off. Get the next roll. Find the end, which is always the hardest part. Found it. And we need the sticky part facing forward, so point towards the enemy, sticky part facing forwards. Reload the tube, and we're just going to bring this tape down, take some off, kind of take the tension off the little spring loader there, and bring it round, and we're done. So then I just need to tighten it back up. and we should be ready to go. Just give it a little whirl. So with tape guns, oh, this is a slightly different colour. With tape guns, sometimes if you're a little bit too tight on here, they don't work as well. So I might just take a bit of tension off, see where we get to. That feels good, and it didn't make too much noise either. Like the other one made a lot of noise. This one, the tape itself, not so much noise. Feels very sticky, so we'll see how we get on with that. But this parcel's ready for the label. Happy days. Let's get to it. So because this one weighs 1.5 kilos, I'm going to go with Royal Mail Tract 48. It's going to cost me $3.39. I'm just going to check the dimensions just before we get into it. So we've got a bit of a conundrum here. We're just a couple of centimeters out of the parameters for the Royal Mail. So the next one up for me is going to be Yodel store to door. That's going to be absolutely fine in terms of the parameters. Don't even need to check it. It's going to cost me $3.71, so it's an extra 30 odd p. But sometimes that's just how it goes. So let's get into it. So we've got the label. We're just going to get it stuck on here, and we're going to go on to the next. Next up to send, we have this Ashaway badminton racket. I think I got for this. For this, I ended up getting $22.91, $22.99. I ended up taking a deal on it, so fair play. And the shipping ended up being $6.99 because I thought I was going to have to buy a box for it. However, I have found a box, and I think I might be able to Franken box it to make this fit. And if you're unsure what a Franken box is, let me show you how we get to it. So when I'm talking about a Franken box, it's something along the lines of a box that just doesn't quite fit the exact parameters of the item that we're sending in. So in terms of this one, I'm going to use a storage box. A box that I got the storage rack in for a few other bits and bats around the house. So as you can see, it doesn't quite just fit. Like the whole thing would be a little bit too much. It'd be bouncing around a bit. So what I've done is taken some marks of about the height of the badminton racket up here, and then give myself a bit extra so I can make some flaps in order to fold it up and stick it on. So let's get straight into making this Franken box. So I'm going to get my trusty box cutter and cut the box into shape. So we'll make that incision, flip her over, make the next incision. And be very, very careful. Obviously, these sort of blades are very sharp, so when you're doing this, be very, very careful. Make the top incision and come down to this side. And I'm lifting it up and off of my my little photo booth area here because I don't want to damage it. So now with that done, I should just be able to rip it off. And there we have the makings of a Franken box. We'll just double check the size again. Measure twice, cut once. So yeah, if I make the incisions up here for the folds, that'll probably be just about good. So we'll go for that. So from the marks that I created here from the top of the product, just a couple of centimeters over, I'm just going to cut down these edges, all four sides, in order to create flaps to be able to tape them up. So we'll get straight into that. Again, be very, very careful when doing this. You could use scissors, and I do have scissors strong enough for this, so I'll just show you that on this side. So that's that cut on this side. And the reason I'm showing you with the Stanley blade and the scissors is most people don't have scissors that are quite strong enough to cut cardboard, or even if they are, it's going to start hurting your hands after a while. So box cutter is always handy, especially in this sort of trade. Go left-handed. So what we have now is a box that is able to close and able to tape. So that's how you make a quick little Franken box for some of that size. What I can do as well is just trim off a couple of centimeters to make sure that this fits a little bit better. But as it is, that's great. Happy days. So with the Franken box created, I am going to wrap this in a little bit of bubble wrap, just in case it does get bashed around a little bit, give it a bit more protection. Slot it in, put a bit of void fill in there, get the parcel, the label ready, and happy days. We'll be on to the next. Actually, that'll be it for the parcels, but I do have a few things to show you that I will be listing very shortly. Let's get to it. So I'll give that a few layers up top, cut it off, and we'll go a few layers down bottom as well. I don't need to throw any tape on it, it'll be fine. The box itself will keep it on. And this is where the old makeshift clothes rail, green screen rail, bubble wrap dispenser comes in handy up there. Boom. So that's that, done and dusted. I'm going to slide it in the box and away we go. Matter of fact, actually I'm going to put a little bit more up top just to keep it a little bit more secure. Kind of like so. Get our Franken box that we prepared earlier. Slot the product in there. The bubble wrap's quite handy as well. It's going to stop it moving around too much. And what I can do in the rest of it is just throw a bit of void fill down there. Yeah, happy days. So we're going to get that closed up. We're going to get a lot of tape on it and get the label stuck out, and we'll be sorted on this. So after applying an unnecessary amount of tape, we're ready for the label. Let's go. So with this one, I already know I'm going to be going Yodel because Yodel do it by 150 by 50 by 50. So it's 76 that way, 41 that way, and probably like what, 7.5 that way. So Yodel will take this, and I think it weighs less than a kilogram, but I'm definitely going to weigh it just to find out. So when it comes to weighing such a large item like this on such a small scale, What I'm going to need to do is have something to get it up and off of the scale, so I can actually read it. And because I could do it like this, right? But then I'm going to have to hold it, and it's going to give me an inaccurate reading. However, if I put something like this on, tear it, and then put it on top of there. So we've got the label for this one, up to 1 kilogram. It weighs 729, whatever it was before. So we'll throw this label on, and then I'll show you the bits that I've got to list for the next few days. There is just a couple of bits that I've got in order to list. So the first item we got is this lantern. It's like a Chinese one. It does say made in China, but it's one of the legit ones that you'd light with a lighter, put a bit of paraffin in the bottom, or whatever accelerant you need. I'm not too sure how much this goes for. I'm going to give it a clean, and then when I list it, we'll see what we get for it. Next up is this old school telephone in like a greeny colour. A lot of people, depending on how old you are, I've probably never seen one of these. It's supposed to be in full working order, paid a couple of quid for it. It's got all the wire there for it, so if someone wants it, they just need to attach it to a plug, and should be good to go at that. Yeah, that's all I can say about that really, but very, very cool. Someone might just have it just in a living room just to finish off decorating, like add to it. But very, very cool piece. You don't see these too often now. Another blast from the past is this radio made in Hong Kong by a company called Vanica. It actually works. I plugged it in. I will listen to the radio on it. It actually works. It's got these cool aerials that go all the way up, and then you can start like twizzling them around, and then they go down. So like telescopic aerials on both sides. Both sides do the same. It works. It actually goes very, very loud. I didn't want to go all the way to the full volume it could go because I didn't want to blow the speakers, but I'm not too sure how much this goes for. But old electronics like this get a little bit of interest, so happy days when I list it. I'll leave my store down in the bottom in the description below, so if you want to see how much these are when they are listed, you'll be able to click on there, just have a quick little look. But we'll go on to the next. So next up, I got this VHS set. It's an Andrew Lloyd Webber Classic Collector's box set. It's got Cats, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and Jesus Christ Superstar. So I think they might be all like stage shows. But as a, it looks like they might be all West End shows. But as a like a little collector's box set, very, very cool. With it being VHS and very good condition, we might get a bit of interest in that. So we'll see how that goes. But in a nice little cool like collector's type box like that, very cool. I also got this Jaguar S-Type customer handover video, and I've checked that it does work on a VHS player, and it's cool. It just tells you about like the security systems and all the. It's like what a car company would tell you now verbally, probably send you an email about it. These guys did it via video, so very, very cool. Nice little bit of history from Jaguar. And last but not least, I actually found some like a service manual and owner's workshop manual. So one is for the Rover 75 and MGZT, and one is for the Ford Fiesta 1995. This one's a 1999 to 2006. This one's a Ford Fiesta 1995. And I just thought it's so cool. And someone that might be restoring a car similar to this, or a Ford Fiesta, sorry, might be very, very interested in this. And it almost seems brand new. It probably is brand new. I don't think it's ever been opened or used. Otherwise, it'd probably have oil all over it, am I right? And then same with this Rover 75 one. Again, unfortunately, it's a bit folded over there. But like, it's got all the pictures in there. Someone's even must have been working on some on this page. Very, very cool. But if you need anything doing on like a Rover, this is the book. So I'm not too sure how much these books go for, but again, if you are interested in the price of these, I'll leave the link of my shop down below, and you'll be able to see how much I put it up for. But that is all I've got for you today. So if you like these sort of videos, throw a like down there, leave a comment, please subscribe, and if you want, depending on what you want in the future, drop it down in the comment and I'll try and get to it. Thanks for watching, and peace.